£19, just under 15 litres. Any chalk still out? Right, it's just after 2 o'clock. Easter Monday. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, mother? My belt popped open. You crap belt. I'm wearing my full leathers today. Forget about cordura. Look at that. You're meant to indicate your silly moo. Yeah, I'm going to Blackpool via the scenic route. The reason being, I bumped into a mate yesterday at Rivington Barn. I might upload it later, but not very interesting because I only go slow. In fact, I might upload everything. I shouldn't have deleted all that stuff last year. You know, YouTube's not going to run out of memory, is it? I just felt they were too long and weren't getting many views. I thought I might as well delete them, but as it's a record of one's life, why delete anything? They're gone forever now. Because I've only got 3 SD cards, and I usually delete stuff off them and re-record. That's one of them vests. Polite, please slow down, and people think it says police, and there's been some complaints about them saying about impersonating police officers. Anything that gets drivers to slow down and back off is a good thing. Because I've got my old leather, not dust, got my old leathers on. I just put my slip-on vest on today. My fluorescent slip-on vest. It should be sufficient. It's flapping about at back. Right, so this is the scenic route to Blackpool. I'm not sure whether to turn off at the junction with the A6 or not. You can carry straight on. That's the junction with the A6 at Preston. You turn right at Broughton, and there is a road straight to Fleetwood. I'm going to go to Fleetwood first, see if that bike shop's open that I bought this from, and also see if the market's on. There's a good market at Fleetwood. There's a lad there that sells them tin plate motorbike old advert reproductions, and he always gives me a generous discount. Although the 4 I've got in the backyard, one of them's bleached in the sun. The Norton Commando, which was red, is now pale orange. Probably made him bloody China like everything else. Yeah, so that's the plan. Fleetwood, Blackpool. Well, what is there in Blackpool apart from the obvious? I might go to that shop where I picked up Tweety Pie and see if they have a blue Churchill. I thought I could mount it on the other mirror, or give it to Giza Goble as a bribe. Because I'd like him or you, are you listening? Pay attention, to give me a lesson, just a starter's lesson in the bloody Sony Vegas, which I'm baffled by. No, once I get shown, I can load the bloody SD card up, load the media, and it appears in the little window. You press play, but how do you chop? I don't know, say you want to chop well, not chopped, say you want to keep the first 10 seconds. So it plays for 10 seconds, that's, hello YouTube, I'm setting off for Blackpool today. There's the edit. How? It doesn't actually explain what do you press. There's all that drag and drop bollocks, but that isn't an explanation. Drag here, drop there, drag. On my simple, what's it called, Power Director, the other's called Artsoft Showbiz, which I edit my VHS videos with, that's simple. You just press capture, the little button saying capture, which means you capture from the playing tape however many seconds, and then you press stop. So you capture 10 seconds, press stop, and it goes into a little storage area, a little thumbnail, and then you join all the thumbnails together with a transition, and there we are. Easy peasy lemon fucking squeezy. And yet this Sony Vegas, why complicate matters? There's a record button, I thought that was, you know, like a capture button, but it's not, it doesn't do anything. That's probably for recording things directly onto the program. So once you get to all the basics, I'll be up and running. No more 50-minute or hour-long videos. I mean, this camera's on an hour-long cycle. After an hour and 1 minute, it stops and re-records again. Look at the lady. Come on, Grandpa. And we'll fire old G90. I know I shouldn't call elderly drivers, but since being knocked off by a 73-year-old, it is rather worrying if we're going to fall asleep at the wheel. Or just not pay attention. Pay attention, will you? Pay attention. Oh, this is a reservoir that supplies water to Great Howard. Don't know how, up a big hill and then down a big hill. And we're heading for historic Roman Ribchester, and that's a road to Longridge. Like I said, it does wind a bit. If you go straight to Blackpool up the motorway, which is between these hills, you're there in half an hour, maybe less if you're speeding. But it's not a pleasant motorway, especially excuse me, hiccuping, especially since you have to join the bloody M6 for the first 5 to 8 miles and then join the M55. Oh, little lambs again. Hello, little babies. Oh. That's what made Paul and Linda McCartney become vegetarians. Said they were tucking into... They kept sheep just for the wool on the farm, and they're watching all the little sheep through the kitchen window jumping about and trotting about with the little pals. And then Linda got the leg of lamb out of the oven with a mint sauce. I said, you know, we're eating them little baby's legs. Let's go vegetarian, Linda. Okay, Paul. And that's it, we're vegetarian ever since. Lots of flies about. I should check my camera lens really. That's something I forgot. I've got some lens cleaner and lens tissues, and I've left them at home. But I do have some wet wipes. I'll probably leave them out though. Oh, they're gonna change. Oh, fuck it. Let's be a rockabilly rebel. I'm a rebel without a clue. Let's give them girls a wolf whistle. Pity I've not got one of those dual mics to pick external noise up. You can get them. They're called True Stereo, you know, a twin lavalier lapel microphone. But they're £25 off eBay. It's the cheapest I've seen them. And you can, two 2 metre leads, and they're stuck together, but you can pull them apart, you know, as much as you need to. So I thought I'll use one in the helmet and tuck the other under the seat to pick the engine noise up, plus my novelty horn. But because I've got 4 different mics, and this cheap as chips one is the only one which seems to give reasonable pickup. I'm just at the moment uploading the what's it called, Winfield's Motorbike Museum video via the Grain Road, and I use an alternative microphone and the sound is shit. It's just awful, it's just fuzzing out. And yet this is just a little, there's no lead to it, it's just a little gold plated 3.5mm jack plug with a microphone stuck on the end, and that is just plugged into my inline volume control. And it's you know, the best out of the 4, better than the original one. So if I do spend £25 it might sound crap. Don't want to start faffing about again. It took ages to find this one that worked quite well. So, you know, if it ain't busted, don't bleeding mend it. That's the motto. Right, straight on at the lights here for Ribchester. I had this, you know, delete that. I had a video of this road. I think I deleted it because I was doing 60 down the straight downhill part. Clean me. Yeah, we're doing 60 down a downhill part, and I got overtaken by an old 1970s Suzuki. We're doing about 90, and I was so embarrassed I deleted it. My God, to get to Fleetwood, it's going to be, what is it now? 15 minutes already, well 10 minutes. We'll see anyway, see how far we get before the hour's up. It should be before 3, but you never know. Like I said, straight there it's 20 miles. This winding road, it's double that because of all the winding bends. See, this is a nice road, isn't it? Nicely resurfaced tarmac. Into historical Ribchester, which has a Roman museum, Roman baths. I've always not been very impressed with Roman things. I mean, when you look what's in Italy, you know, proper big bloody amphitheatre and all sorts, and yet this country, like in London, oh, a section of Roman wall, 10 feet of Roman wall, oh, big deal. Can you hear me above this wind noise? The mirror's not set very well, is it? This is a road I was overtaken on by an old Japanese bike. That's like an old house on the left here, look at that. That was derelict at one time, and now it's been done up and it's inhabited. Roman, let's see that sign. Now that building site there was a nightclub called the Ditable. It was called Lydia's for a while, and I saw a Beatles band called Cavern there, but like a lot of places it's out in the wilds. If people don't actually go there, they close down, don't they? When I cough, sorry. Well, I've got a cough 3 weeks after my cold's finished. I'm not long for this world. should I do a little detour to show an ancient pub? See, that's another thing that could be dismissed as not a big deal. There's a pub and the pillars outside supporting a little foyer, whatever you call them, a little porch. They're said to be Roman pillars that was salvaged from the remains of a temple to Mithras probably, and used on the pub in 16 something. But you know, like I said, Italy's got all the gladiatorial amphitheatre, whatever, and we've got pillars, so it remains of a Roman bath. It's a few bricks stuck together with old mortar. It's Roman. But like I keep saying, I've always fancied going on a tour of these historical places with a metal detector at 2 o'clock in the morning. They call it night hawking. Very naughty, but why declare stuff? You find it, you keep it. You don't have to. Well, you're meant to declare stuff to a coroner, and they decide if you can keep it. Are they mad? You know, you've found the cache of 1,000 gold coins worth £500,000, but you can't keep them. Why not? It belongs to David Cameron and the government. Oh, alright then. Fuck off. I think what I do is put an ad on eBay, 1 Roman coin, family heirloom, for sale, and put it at 50 quid below its market value. And when you get 1,000 people replying, you send them each a coin. Declare it my ass. Alright, what's going on here? 30. It's going to be 30 going into the village and 60 going out. There's an ask about tit sign. Think of them a Tarzan. Oh, here we are, the national speed limit. National bollocks. See what I mean about taking a long time to get there. It's not the time I'm bothered about. We've got all the time in the world. It's this camera. It's only got a 16 gig SD card in, which should be sufficient. But they're doing. As I was saying, yeah, I sent for a battery, only £6.49, assuming it's going to work. It's got all the right numbers on it on eBay, so it's always handy to have a spare battery. The usual SD card is one of those super duper quality 32 gig, say class 10 or something, or you can get even higher ones. But that was £24.99 from Curry's. Oh shit, I've gone down a fucking pothole. Was it that drain cover? Yeah, the prices vary enormously. I mean, Argos, quite a price in there. And I've just been looking at some in Tesco's. That was 30 odd quid for a 35 for 35 gig. Because I was thinking of archiving them instead of keep deleting stuff and gone forever. No, then you're not sure about uploading. Save for later on. But as I said on my trip to Kirby Lonsdale, I want points of just deleting everything. I mean, one lad's done that, I forgot his name. A lad that went on a lot of camping trips with his mates. He said, I'm stopping this vlogging, it's totally pointless. If you get some nice comments, it's not pointless at all. As long as they're pleasant comments, or even if they're nasty, at least you're getting a response. You just block them from the channel. But I mean, do you go for rides out just to vlog? No, I mean, this is just a little sideline. Since my crash, I video every journey, and if I have something to say, or even if I haven't, I'll just blather on. And if it's sort of scenic like this, even though I'm going slow, I'll stick it on. And like I said, I should have just stuck everything on and not bothered about being concerned about it being overly long. Oh, that's a bike there, I have to try and catch him up. Slow down. She pulled over for it. Not if I can pothole. Kawasaki, is that a Versys 650? Nearly got one of them. It was in Philip Yule's second hand for $3,500. It's a bit out of my budget, so I got that Honda 500 for $1,350. I don't know how my mates afforded all these bikes. I've not uploaded it, so you don't know what I mean. This chap I meant to be meeting today, Ian Barrett, I saw him yesterday on a Hayabusa. Where'd you get that from? Oh, a chap was selling it for the 13,000 plus new. I got it for just under $7,000 with 400 and odd miles on it. Hell, fire. And it's lovely, just my favourite colour, black and red. Where are they going? Is there something of interest down there? Oh yeah, Blackpool Road, that's been on that wall since I was little. Must be moulded into the plaster. Used to come this way, my granddad and grandma in the 70s in their old Humber Super Snipe. E-Reg 1967. I never thought about it, but if it were 1971-72 when me and my brother used to go with them, the car was relatively new. Humber Super Snipe, it was massive, like the size of a Rolls Royce nearly. And we had a 3-litre engine. Right, past all the gubbins, next junction is the Broughton turn off, and I decide should I go on the A6. Only thing of interest is called Old Ned's, something or other is Thatched Village. It's all reproduction, but they made a nice job of it. There's a pub and a restaurant and something else, all with thatched roofs, and they're made to look like ancient cottages even though they're new. And it's a big thumbs up to the architects, what a good idea. Imagine someone thinking, let's make a restaurant and a pub. It'd just be a concrete block monstrosity, but these have thought about it. So hang on, get some more custom by making it look like an old thatched cottage. Yeah, it'll cost a lot of money though. Never mind that. Let's make it. Bollocks to the expense. And when I was in London, they've had the same idea around St Paul's. In the 60s they built all these hideous concrete bloody blocks, and they're now systematically being demolished and they're building nice buildings in the place. London was just a mass of building sites and cranes when I was there. And if you're going to knock all the bloody horrible terror blocks down, good. Like Prince Charles said, London should be like a classical city like Paris or even Venice. You know, with the history there and no bloody concrete tower blocks. by all means stick all the tower blocks in the East End with the Canary Wharf. Don't clutter the bloody centre up with them. These country roads you have to be wary of foreign vehicles, don't you? You know, that's why you can't go flat out. You never know if there's some old Ned Scruttock going to pull out on you like this fucker. Or even in a tractor with them spiky things on the back. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Being impaled on them. It's a nice biking rod, isn't it? Ribchester to Longridge, if you want to come on this road. Welcome to Goosenor. That is a farming name, isn't it? Oh, another bike. Hello. Whittingham Goosenor. It's all one name. Quite comfortable, these leathers for now. It's going to get quite warm later this afternoon. I hope I don't start sweating like a pig. I've got a woolly jumper on, my leather waistcoat, and this pardon me, this leather jacket. It's well protected. It's got a back protector and shoulder and elbow pads. Oops, wrong gear. I'm not in the wrong gear, I've got leathers on. What gear were you in at the time of the accident? I just told him, a leather waistcoat, leather jeans, leather jacket. No, 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 no. You misunderstand me. I've just been watching Gizzagoble's videos, first one for over 6 months I think. Where have you been, lad? Where have you been? And he was saying about that knob that knocked him off has just not been prosecuted for careless driving. He's just been ordered to attend some driver awareness course. And I replied, I said we should have a Judge Dredd legal system. Disband the useless police and the judges. I said on another upload, I watched all those police documentaries and they'll chase a stolen car, not a bloody legally owned car. Chase a stolen car for miles and be bouncing off other cars, wrecking half a dozen, or writing off another lot of other people's vehicles, and then when they catch him, he was 18 with a string of convictions, so he was given a supervision order. So what? They're not beating to a pulp, break his arms, jailing for 10 years, throw away the key. No, it was a supervision order. It wasn't the lad's fault, he's from a broken family. They're all politically correct knobs. You think they'd rebel, wouldn't you? No coppers would have rebelled like Sweeney. Bollocks to this PC bollock, give him a good slapping. Slap him about. Size 12 ankle tap. And all mahogany truncheon across the back of his neck. Hey, you bastard! Shut it! Get your trousers on, son, you're nicked! We should have a vigilante force like Charles Bronson, but no good without any guns. Charles Bronson did it with a sock full of quarters, maybe. We could do that. That reminds me of a story my mate told me, actually, meant to be true. He said my mate went to a nightclub with his pal and they wouldn't let him in. They said they were improperly dressed or too pissed or something. And he had a bust up with bouncer and bouncer gave him a slap. Round to get you. Have a day. Have a do, son, have a do. Go on, have a do, son. If you think you're old enough. Shit, another fucking big hole. It's them levels where they re-tarmac it, and instead of levelling the bloody metal grids up, it's a 4-inch drop. Anyway, back to the story. Yeah, this bouncer kicked this lad out of a club, or even wouldn't let him in. So lad went back with a snooker ball in a sock, and it was one of his own socks with a hole in. He didn't fully understand the implications of having a hole in a sock. So he got this out of his pocket, swung it backwards, and the snooker not this bouncer, the snooker ball, when it was behind his head, the snooker ball popped out, shot down the road, and he just flung an empty sock against the bouncer's face. Can you imagine that? Little empty sock, faff. So the bouncer grabbed hold of him and gave him a smack. Oh, I thought it was hilarious. Imagine if lad thinks he's going to crack a snooker ball across bouncer's face and he just goes poof with an empty sock. Right, should we turn right or carry straight on? This road straight on just winds for miles, but then again the Fleetwood road does the same, although we'll be there quicker. What time is it? Look at the time, my god. Half an hour. I might just keep riding till it knocks off. If we get to the bike shop before it knocks off, fair enough. If it doesn't, I don't care. I'm going to upload everything from now on, I think. Why not? Bollocks to quality control, upload everything. If it's boring, so what? If you're bored, say so. I don't care. But yeah, up here, this is a busy A6. You've been here for centuries, long before the M6 was built in 1959, was it? And you go up for about 8 miles, and then there's a turn off saying Blackpool and Fleetwood. And when you get halfway up there, actually, there's another turn off for Pre-Sol, which is the other side of Fleetwood. You can't get access because there's an estuary, of course, that feeds the Fleetwood docks. And there's a bike meet there. I once went to that and filmed it, but I deleted that, I think. But there is a nice road up to Lancaster. Like I said, in summer I might do it again. I just deleted them because nothing happened, just winding roads. These are red for a long time. And because I ride sort of safely, no near misses. That bike coming down here. So this is where editing will come in. I'm going to be stuck here 5 minutes, unedited. Oh, there we are, green. What bike's this? Hello. Couldn't tell. There's a man in black. Well, I think I will go on the A6, sod it. Let's get there. What's going on? Fucking hell, what's he doing? When it's a woman. Are we going the right way, love? See, look at this traffic. Where are they going? They're waving their bloody hands about. Where are we going? Are we turning in? Look, what we're doing? Let's get past the fuckers. You silly buggers. Ah, I see, it's a woman. Right on. Gigi. I might have known there'd be a woman involved. That's a line from George Formby. What's going on here? You're going the wrong way. Where are you going? Get to Blackpool. You turned out nice again. Look at this. Of course, on a bike you just zap past all these. In fact, I should be wary of bikes doing exactly that. Who would have a car stuck in that bloody lot for hours? Don't you pull down there, you fucker. I always give them a little nod when they've been aware of my presence. filtering by. Well, she's high up, isn't she? The girl up back, about 2 foot higher than the rider. Chippy tea. Chippy tea, I want me chippy tea. What are they called? A band called the Lancashire Hot Pots. They did a song called Chippy Tea. That's the only words I can remember though. Chippy tea, let's have a chippy tea. Diddle 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 diddle. I've been fizzled without a trace, never even now. Mate's trying to persuade me to go to Clitheroe at the end of May because Neil Innes is doing his Ruttles act. I know it's a sort of a Monty Python spin-off, Rutland Weekend Television. And Neil Innes, Eric Idle and 2 others formed a Beatles spoof called the Ruttles. And actually, the Beatles company weren't very happy because Neil Innes whacked a dozen songs out sounding very Beatlish. And I think Apple were annoyed because they made it seem like it's simple to write Beatles-esque tunes, and of course it probably is. In fact, Neil Innes' songs were better than the Beatles. He did one called Ouch, which was meant to be help. Out, don't desert me, out, please don't hurt me, out, 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 out. When we first met, I must admit I fell for you. That'd be better than help. Help's just one note all the way through. Yeah, but I said, well, I've seen him 3 times. I met him at Burnley in a concert in the 1980s and he autographed all my Ruttle stuff. LP, 2 singles and a 12-inch single. Is that turn off round here? Mayerscough. Oh, guys, Thatched Hamlet. I think we'll have a quick look at this Thatched Hamlet. It's a point of interest in this boring video. Actually, should I knock my camera off here so it's not that long? I think I will. Oh, look at that, isn't that nice? What a good idea. All modern. Old Nell's Tavern. Yeah, that's an idea. I'll knock it off here, as soon as I can't edit, and just call it a do, and then start recording again for the journey to Fleetwood. Yes, why not? See, look at that, isn't it nice? The cricket pitch there, clubhouse, all thatched. I think that's a pub part, Bonington's Tavern. Ooh, that's a nasty speed hump. You stop in there. Alright. That's nice, isn't it? Wheel choppers and blacksmiths. See, all reproduction, but they made a really nice job and a good idea. Forget about it being repro, it's just lovely. And if they've added that gun, that moss on the top, I'll do a little sneaky look in this courtyard and then knock it off. I won't do a Tarzan cry unless someone says something nasty like, hey, what are you doing here with that bike? Look at that old cart, a railway cart. Oh, a little jazz band. So there you are, Old Nell's Tavern, if you're ever in the area. Oh, a gift shop as well. Not lovely though, look at that idea. It's lovely, it's lovely. Galleries as well. It's like that pub in London, there's a pub called the George, the original well, the only galleried tavern left in London from 1600s. And it's in the Borough area over the water. Right, I'll knock it off here. Oh, it's by the canal side as well, even nicer. Not lovely. You can moor your boat up, or moor your boat up. Oh, some bikes there. Have a pint, have some dinner, relax a bit, and then chug along. I wonder if that's the Lancaster Canal. Won't be the Leeds and Liverpool, I don't think, because that's heading in the wrong direction. Right, I'll knock it off. That lad had a camera on, I should have asked him who he is, I might know him. I'll knock it off and continue the journey. Okay, bye for now.